James Kaufman, World News Report today. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump responded to the 6 senators requesting that law enforcement, intelligence agencies, and the military will not take any unlawful orders from President Trump or from Secretary of War Pete Hegseth via video that they dropped on X. In response, at 7:21 a.m., President Donald J. Trump, at Real Donald Trump, truthed on Truth Social, seditious behavior punishable by death. Now that in fact is untrue. It's only punishable by death if you're part of the military and it's during wartime, as I will prove to you in a second. But let's listen to some of the senators that he's threatened. Now I think these people are slime balls for putting that video up and causing more division here in the U.S. They should be reprimanded, but asking someone to make sure that they don't follow unlawful orders is not sedition, unfortunately.
This morning, President Donald Trump threatened to have me arrested and executed simply for reminding our service members of their oaths to follow the Constitution and to defend the rule of law. I've taken many oaths throughout my life. As a combat veteran, a paratrooper, an Army Ranger, and now as a member of Congress. That is a lifetime oath for me. I will never stop defending it and upholding that sacred obligation. It's very telling that President Trump and those around him think it's criminal simply for asking people to follow the law. This moment requires moral clarity. Every American, regardless of your background, should unite and reject his calls for political violence. This is a moment that requires leadership. I intend to uphold my obligation, my oath, and to lead. Don't give up the ship.
And that was Representative Jason Crow responding to Trump's truth over on Truth Social. Now, this is Democratic Representative Chris DeLuzio, Pennsylvania. Today, Donald Trump called for my death and arrest. It's arrest and death, right? Well, folks, they all came out and tried to walk it back a bit, but I think it is sowing division, more division in our country, and there's no excuse for these Democratic senators to put out a video like that. It was total crap. Although I don't believe it rises to sedition, I think that there should be consequences.
Congressman Chris DeLuzio here. Today, Donald Trump called for my death, called for the arrest and the death of me and several of my colleagues, all who've either worn the uniform or served intelligence services. He didn't want to hear a basic lesson that we know about our Constitution, about the oath we all take when we serve, whether in Congress or your first day out of boot camp. These are bedrock principles in our country, that you follow lawful orders, that the oath to the Constitution, the loyalty to the Constitution comes above all. I'm not going to be intimidated. I'm not going to be deterred from my duty to represent the people who sent me to Congress and to uphold my oath to the Constitution. Don't give up the ship.
So Chris is going to be enjoying 2 pensions along with all the other Democrats, as they all served in some sort of intelligence office or military office before running for Congress, i.e. 2 full pensions on the taxpayer's back. Here's the actual civilian law and military law that covers sedition. Civil law, seditious conspiracy involves 2 or more persons conspiring to overthrow the government by force, oppose its authority by force, or similar acts. Is punishable by a fine, imprisonment for up to 20 years, or both. I don't think that it's risen anywhere near, quote-unquote, by force. Military law, Uniform Code of Military Justice. Sedition occurs when a service member, in concert with others, creates revolt, violence, or disturbances against lawful civil authority. Now, it does create disturbances against lawful civil authority, but this is military law. And I don't know if there's intent to overthrow or destroy the government and or military. It is punishable by death or other punishments as determined by a court-martial. Now, it goes without saying the video should have never been made. There should be consequences of some sort, but it does not rise to sedition in any way. And I wish it did. I thought it was sedition until I looked into it. It is division, further division of the American people, which should be punishable, especially by our elected officials. I think that they stooped pretty low. I think that, well, the president has overreacted, as he always does. With that said, let me know what you think in the comments below. I know you want to hang them high. There's a lot of people that we need to hang before we hang those 6 senators. And I think we can all make a list of at least 100 people that should be in line before these 6 senators. Please share. Make sure to give us a thumbs up. Always remember, anything's possible. Bizarro world. God bless.